a.m. Thank you so much for staying here with Splash 105.5 FM, your integrity station. A Thursday morning is what it is, 3rd day of June 2021. My name is Charity Jerome. Welcome to the Morning Splash, the second half of the show, something we like to call Beyond the Surface. And if you're listening to us for the very first time, welcome. We're glad you could join us. And we hope that you go and like and follow our social media pages. And just so you know, we're streaming live on Facebook at this moment, and we encourage you to engage with the video, share, and leave a comment. We would appreciate that. Help us get the word out there to all the people who perhaps do not know what Splash FM is doing. We would really, really appreciate it. So much to talk about this morning, and it was interesting straight from the dailies. I'm hoping to have an even more exciting conversation in this hour. Hopefully time will be enough for us to cover all the areas that we're interested in covering. Now, the focus of the entire morning so far, because a lot of people seem to want to talk about this, is the events from 2 days ago when the president addressed or received a delegation from INEC. The chairman of INEC had been in the presidential villa to, make a presentation to the president concerning the recent events with the attacks on their offices, burning offices and equipment, all of that. And in one of the rare occasions when we actually see the president speaking on television, he addressed these attacks, the attacks on INEC offices. And for those who perhaps have been hearing the arguments but haven't had the chance to appreciate or hear firsthand what the president said, I'm going to be playing that for you right now. So this is what the president had to say.
I'm getting good intelligence on a daily basis. The question of insecurity in the country is being mentioned all over the world, not only here in Nigeria. But I believe there are Nigerians that will attempt at least to be fair. By what I believed, that I will run the country according to the Constitution. Now, with all these people who want power, whoever they are, have they proved that I was not following the Constitution? Am I not leading the country according to the Constitution? What do they want? So whoever wanted diversion or destruction of the system at this point, I think will soon have their shock of their lives. I think we have given them enough latitude. They have made their case. They just wanted to destroy the country. Simple. Because what do they want? And we are concentrating on infrastructure because no country or institution can be developed without infrastructure. Now, for those of us who are unfortunate to be in the field for the 30 months of the Civil War, to see the carnage of how we kill ourselves, at least 1 million people, I think those that are misbehaving, they were either too young, they didn't know what happened. But for those of us who went through all these things, we can't understand. So we will treat them in the language they understand. So I feel for your understanding and so on. We are going to be very hard sooner than later. We have done our best to change the service chiefs and the IG. We allow them time to go around to make necessary changes for them to be firmly.
I think you've heard the crux of it, at least the part that's driving most of the controversy, the line where the president was quoted as saying, "We will treat them in the language that they understand." And a lot of people have reacted to that statement. Nigerians, as a matter of fact, have been reacting on social media since those comments were made. Now, let me tell you that the president said a lot of other things, but this is the area, as I said, that's driving the conversation. You might also want to bear in mind that the representative of INEC was at the villa to make a presentation to the president on the attacks that the commission has had to endure for the last couple of weeks. You would recall that it had been earlier reported that over or around 41 INEC offices had been burnt down in the last 2 years, mostly in the southeastern parts of the country and some states in the south-south. These attacks have become more frequent in recent times. As a matter of fact, there's a school of thought that seems to believe that these attacks are a ploy by this administration to perpetrate the president in office so that there would be no election in 2023, and that perhaps the president has thoughts of running for a third term. Yeah, so the president came out in harsh words. There's also a part of the video that's out there where the president says that he's going to treat harshly or deal with these people, these arsonists who are burning down INEC offices and destroying government infrastructure and institutions in the southeast, to prove to those who might think that he has intentions of running for a third term and is trying to, make that happen by destroying, that he doesn't actually have that intention. So I can't particularly lay my hands on that video. I would have also played that audio for you so you could hear that. But bear in mind, INEC offices are not the only offices that are being attacked in the southeast. Police stations, correctional centers have also been destroyed. And oftentimes, these attacks have been condemned. Now, whether what the IPOB is, because they're the ones that have been fingered in these attacks, they have denied it, but police in the southeast seem to believe that it is elements of IPOB, ESN, that have a hand in these destructions. They have denied it. But whether or not what they're fighting for and how they're going about it is an argument to be had for another day. The fact at this time is that national infrastructure is being destroyed. Lives of security personnel are being lost. The president was reacting to a presentation by the INEC chairman concerning an event that particularly happens in the southeastern part of the country. As I was trying to propound earlier, when I was on the conversation with the barrister, the president was not discussing insecurity in Nigeria generally, because some of the arguments that we've heard is the president didn't condemn the herders who are criminal herders who are going about killing people in some parts of the country. The president didn't condemn bandits who have been wreaking havoc, kidnapping tons and tons of children, demanding ransom, killing people, kidnapping across the roads in different parts of the country. But he came down harshly on IPOB members, and that is one area for which a lot of people that condemn the president's reaction do so. And it is understandable. Oftentimes, analysts have said that the president hasn't used the same harsh words or the same conviction or passion to condemn other crimes like he has done with IPOB, for instance. Some would even go as far as quoting the proscription of IPOB and say that there shouldn't have been justification for the proscription of IPOB when marauding killer herdsmen have not been prescribed, where bandits have not been prescribed, and what is the justification for prescribing IPOB? All those, depending on who you ask, are valid statements. But the focus of this for me, what makes this whole controversy a little tilted, is the fact that the president seemed to have been addressing an issue, a particular event that was happening in the southeast. If he had been talking about security generally in Nigeria, perhaps then it would have been fair to criticize him for coming so hard on IPOB, considering that whatever level of destruction may not be equal to the destruction we're seeing in the other parts of the country, like the northeast, the northwest, with kidnapping and banditry, the loss of lives that we're recording on a daily basis. But he was addressing a particular issue. Would it be fair, knowing this, to then come hard on the president the way that Nigerians have? So what I'm asking is, do you have a problem? Are you outraged by the fact that the president referenced the civil war in that part of his speech? Or are you angry that the president hasn't condemned banditry and herdsmen attacks as strongly as he has condemned IPOB and their activities? That's the huge question, especially when you consider that Twitter deleted the tweets that captured that part of the president's statements that said something about the civil war and younger people not being who didn't witness the civil war, not recognizing how bad of a situation it was. So reading that tweet, the one that was deleted, just so you have a perfect idea, this was a tweet that was deleted. Many of those misbehaving today are too young to be aware of the destruction and loss of lives that occurred during the Nigeria Civil War. Those of us in the field for 30 months who went through the war will treat them in the language they understand. Now, there seemed to be a discrepancy, because if you heard the video or the audio, then you hear that when he said those of us in the field for 30 months who went through the war, he said, I don't understand, before he went on to say, we will treat them in the language they understand. And this has seen a lot of reaction. I want to get your reaction, and I want to understand where the outrage is coming from. Is the outrage from the fact that he reverenced the Civil War, or is it that he used we will treat them in the language that they understand, and then you interpreted that to mean something as bad as maybe treating those from the southeast in the same way that they were treated during the times of the Civil War? What is, in your opinion, especially if you have reacted harshly and negatively to these comments by the president, what is so bad in what he has said? I have to take a commercial break at this point. When I come back, I will play you a reaction of one former presidential aspirant giving his thoughts on this. And then I'll read out to you the policy on Twitter about deleting tweets and hate speeches. I mean, the segment of the law based on which they deleted the president's speech. We'll look at that. And then, of course, you have a field day. I will go back to read the tweets and the messages that I couldn't read from earlier in the day. And then we'll have this conversation and maybe have a better understanding of why we are as angry as we are because of the words of the president. Don't go away.
What is this? I thought I asked all of you to drop whatever you have outside here.
I'm sorry, sir. This is Fluco Day. I saw you coughing earlier, so I brought it out for you so you can take it.
Thanks for your kindness, but I'm smarter than that. You think I don't know that every drug that cures cough and catarrh causes drowsiness? So you want me to sleep, Abi?
This is what distinguishes Fluco Day. It does not cause drowsiness.
I know this drug. It work well.
Let me try it. Manufactured by Harvit.
Marketed and distributed by Pharmatex Nigeria Limited. If symptoms persist after 2 days, consult your doctor.
Time up. And you, I said what? Flu.
Fluco Day!
Available in pharmacy shops near you.
Attain the knowledge you require to join the broadcasting industry. Splash FM Media Academy offers premium training to both aspiring and practicing personalities. And enroll now at Splash FM Media Academy for a certificate of proficiency in broadcast journalism. Splash FM Media Academy courses include Introduction to Presentation, Basic Production, Digital Media, Yoruba Presentation, plus interactive practical mentorship session with veterans and industrial placement. To register, visit the Splash FM Media Media Academy beside White House, Felele, Ibadan. You can also register online at splashfm1055.com/academy or call 0705-439-3332. Visit our social media pages on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Splash FM Academy for more details. Realize your potential and pursue a career in radio broadcasting today. Splash FM Media Academy, preserving media integrity.
Captain.
Yes, coach.
Shebi you sabi say if this our school go follow carry shoulder for people wey sabi, we must win this match.
Yes, coach.
No forget say 1, the time to win as they blow whistle to start the match. 2, no forget to protect your net every time.
Yes, coach.
Yes, so my correct champion.
Okay, champ. Make you go eat. Make you bath so that you go fit sleep well. You hear?
Papa, you don't forget the net, oh.
Aha! Oya, tell us, how we go take for malaria hand?
All of us must sleep inside net every night. And when we know they use the net, now to arrange them well, keep one side.
Better pikin.
Our champion, we sabi every.
Papa, make you no forget you and mama net, oh.
The mosquitoes where they carry malaria, now for night them they bite. If everybody sleep inside net, mosquitoes no go bite anybody and malaria no go worry anybody. This message, now the Federal Ministry of Health and support from American people carry and come.
The UEFA Euro 2020 is here, featuring the best of the best, the Sergio Ramoses, the Ronaldos, the Harry Kanes, the Mbappes, and of course you, the super fans. From Friday the 11th of June to Sunday the 11th of July, you can watch your favorite stars battle it out, match after match, to be crowned kings of Europe. The UEFA Euro 2020. It's anyone's game. Get and stay connected to DSTV to watch every game live on SuperSport or on the DSTV app.
Anytime malaria show, Nakam Shalatem.
Má ṣe gba ibà láyè lára rẹ o. Tètè kojú rẹ̀ pẹ̀lú Shalatem. Shalatem jẹ́ ojúlówó oògùn ibà tí a fi artemita àti lumefantrine ṣe láti ọwọ́ Shalina Healthcare ní ilẹ̀ tiwantiwa Nàìjíríà. Shalatem wà fún ọmọdé, ó sì wà fún àgbàlagbà. Pàápàá jùlọ, ó wà fún gbogbo ọjọ́ orí. Wàyé o, rántí láti lo Shalatem pẹ̀lú oúnjẹ. Tí àlàáfíà ò bá wá dé bá ara rẹ lẹ́yìn ọjọ́ mẹ́ta, tètè kó ya lọ rí dókítà.
Big protein breakfast àṣírí ibẹ̀ nìyẹn. Bí ìyá mi máa ṣe ń jí láfẹ̀mọ́jú, wọ́n á ṣe oúnjẹ fún wa kí wọ́n tó sáré lọ sí ibi iṣẹ́. Lọ́pọ̀lọpọ̀ ìgbà, bàbá wa máa ń ṣiṣẹ́ dalẹ́. Wọ́n sì tún jí lówùúrọ̀ láti gbé mi lọ sí ilé ẹ̀kọ́. Kò wá sí bó ṣe lè di gádígádí tó. Kì í rìn wọ́n láti máa bá mi ṣeré. Ìdí rèé tí wọn kì í kúrò nílé láì jẹ Big protein breakfast.
Bẹ̀rẹ̀ ọjọ́ rẹ pẹ̀lú oúnjẹ òwúrọ̀ tó kún fún Big protein amárata kébé.
Pig, rich for your pig.
Enter the place and it brighten. Make everybody they wonder. Waiting me cause all the shine. Lush hair, lush hair. Long hair or short doesn't matter. Crochet or dreadlocks can be better. Only for girls we know better. Lush hair, lush hair. So you want to slay? Slay with swag. Gotta be lush hair. Gotta be lush hair. Straight or curly. You know they tango. Lie. Gotta be lush hair. Gotta be lush hair. You wonder how I shine like this. I'm on a lush hair, be the coco. Say you want to know. And if you wanna be fine like me, I can show you where to go. A lush hair, be the coco.
Beautiful people know how to make an impression, and that's why they only trust Lush Hair Extensions to bring out the shine in them. Lush Hair, be beautiful.
Tí ẹ bá délé ọlọ́kà tẹ́ fẹ́ tẹ́ra yín lọ́rùn, ẹ ó wí pé.
Ẹ dákun, ẹ fún mi ní àmàlà mẹ́rin pẹ̀lú gbẹ̀gìrì àti ewédú. Ẹ fi fùkù, ṣàkì, kọ̀kọ̀tọ̀, abọ́dì, ògúnfe.
Ṣùgbọ́n tẹ́ bá fẹ́ ra ògùn ibà, ẹ wá sọ pé.
Ṣebí ibà ni.
Bí ẹ ṣe máa ra oúnjẹ sínú yín, bẹ́ẹ̀ gẹ́lẹ́ ló yẹ kẹ́ ẹ máa ra ògùn ibà yín. Ẹ máa ra Quatem. Ó wà lóní hóró aládùn ṣẹ́rì fún àwọn ọmọdé. Má fi ibà ṣeré, yan èyí tó tọ́ láàyò. Yan Quatem. Tí kò bá sí àyípadà lẹ́yìn ọjọ́ mẹ́ta, lọ rí dókítà rẹ̀.
Listen to me, my son. I am returning the bride price to you.
Ha! Baba, what is my offense?
No. Calm down. Relax. I am not refusing you marrying my daughter. Just use the money to take good care of her, okay?
Ẹ ṣé gan sir.
Who says no to cashback? With AXA Cashback Term Life, you get 50% of your premium back if no claims occur, and your beneficiaries get the sum assured in the case of demise. Sign up with AXA Cashback Term Life policy today to secure your child's education, pay off your mortgage, or simply put some money aside as a breadwinner. Call 0700 AXA Mansard for inquiries. AXA.
Don't worry, Ma. He'll be home on time, just like his dad.
Are you sure?
Yes, Ma. I'm cooking their favorite jollof with Sonia tomato mix. They are here.
Hey, is the jollof ready?
See? Right on time. Your loved ones will always rush home for tasty meals prepared with Sonia tomato mix.
Mommy, the jollof is yummy.
I wouldn't miss this jollof for anything.
It's so good eating together with a family.
Yes, Ma. All thanks to Sonia. Sonia tomato mix brings you together. Proudly Nigerian.
Splash FM 105.5.
.23. Thank you so much for staying here with us. You're listening to Splash 105.5 FM. My name is Charity Jerome. This is Beyond the Surface. Today we'll be looking at the events of the last 24 hours, especially as concerns the president and his tweet that was deleted by Twitter because it offended or went against their regulations. Now, I've told you where the president was when he said those comments. I've told you about some reactions by Nigerians. Let me go ahead and play for you one particular reaction. This by a former presidential aspirant who was appearing on a television interview, Kingsley Moghalu, and this was his response when asked about what he felt concerning the comments of the president. Take a listen.
Trying to make is that the narratives we create in this country, this is part of why I'm offering again my... Well, I think, some part of that comment was a little bit unfortunate. And that part was when he said, we will treat them in the language they understand. He was doing well when he said, a lot of these young people who are, agitating and who may be very aggressive about it have not seen war. I saw war. I was a young child in Biafra, and I know what I saw. I saw death. I lost my uncle, and I remember his funeral. It was horrendous. My grandmother was weeping. When you send off young men to war and they don't come back, it's a terrible thing. And I want to say to everyone in the Southeast and in the whole country that violence, war is a terrible thing. War is a terrible thing. It may sound romantic to some people, but it's not pretty when it happens. That's what I have to say. This country can be at peace. This country can be united. There are some countries that are ethnically homogeneous, but most countries in the world are not. And if, we should be able to find a way to manage our differences by coming to the table. And that's what this government has not done. If I were the leader of this country, I would bring all these ethnic agitators to the table and seek to address the fundamental issues that are making them do or agitate the way they are agitated. We ignore the foundations, we ignore the root causes, and we just focus on their behavior. So that said, I do not think that what the president said in terms of dealing with people in the language they understand, when you remember that 50 years ago, a civil war took place and millions of people died, mainly from one part of the country. A lot of crimes, war crimes, were committed. Forget about the fact that there was no one brought to justice in the spirit of reconciliation. So to be making this type of statement It's evocative of very horrible memories. And I would have not advised the president to use that particular language. He could have said that the government has a duty and we will rise to our responsibility to protect government installations and government facilities. That is the duty of the government, and that is its function. But to use language like we will deal with them in the language they understand, to me, I think it falls short of a standard of leadership that I would have brought to this kind of challenge if I were to be the president, sitting in his shoes or sitting in his chair. Okay. So, that's what I have to say.
Okay. So that's one reaction, one person reacting to that. I've also seen senators, mostly from the north, of course, saying they have absolutely nothing against how the president said what he said, because he needed to tame or warn the people who are attacking INEC offices, burning police stations, and causing chaos in the southeast. Of course, there are people like Muhammad who aren't quite happy with Twitter deleting that message, saying that Nnamdi Kanu has tweeted worse things than what the president tweeted. Now, in case you missed that tweet again, I'm going to take a second to read it so it is fresh in your memory for when I ask the question, for which I'm hoping that you call and tell me where you stand. Do you agree that the president said something wrong? Or are you on the side of the people who say he needed to call these people to order, and that was exactly what he was doing? Are you one of those people who feels like he shouldn't have referenced the Civil War, considering how bad it was, just like Professor Kingsley Moghalu was saying in that reaction? To refresh your memory again, this was the tweet that was deleted by Twitter. Many of those misbehaving today are too young to be aware of the destruction and loss of lives that occurred during the Nigeria Civil War. Those of us in the fields for 30 months who went through the war will treat them in the language that they understand. That is the controversial tweet. I did say I was going to share with you Twitter rules and regulations and why they delete some tweets because of certain policy. So they have this policy against hateful conduct, and that policy reads that while you're on Twitter using the app, you may not promote violence against or directly attack or threaten other people on the basis of race, ethnicity, national origin, caste, sexual orientation, gender identity, religious affiliation, age, disability, or serious disease. They say they do not also allow accounts whose primary purpose is inciting harm towards others on the basis of these categories. So the question is, do you think that these tweets, as honestly as you can and as unbiased, if I might say so, do you think that this tweet that I read out to you by the president was hateful in context and inciting? Do you believe that? And tell me whether you were outraged by those comments by the president, or you felt it was something that was in place. The phone lines are open. Remember, I did promise I'll read those tweets from the morning. I couldn't. I certainly will do that. I will also be taking your text messages and comments on Facebook. We're streaming live on Facebook. In case you do not know, Splash FM 1055. We hope that you share that video and leave your comments as well. 0809 155 1055, 0805 699 8678, 070 6949 3000 are the numbers to call this morning to be a part of this conversation. Hello, good morning. Hello, are you there? Good morning. Okay, let's see if this works. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning, Chacha.
Good morning to you, sir.
Hi, you're Baba Remy from Makpata.
Nice to have you join us, sir. Please go ahead.
Now, you said President Buhari made that statement when INEC official went to him in Abuja?
Yes, he did.
Now, there were many occasions when the service chief went to PMB in Abuja. He did not offer any statement regarding the bandits and how to deal with them. That language, we will deal with them in the language they understand. It's insightful, and it's not helping the matter. Because to me, my understanding of the language is that he's going to wage another civil war. And we should not be singing points of war at this time. If that statement can come from the president, how much more other people? So, as for me, what he needs to do is to do something very important. That is dialogue.
Okay.
Dialogue with people of Southwest, people of the Southeast, people of the Southwest.
Okay.
So that they will know the root problem. Why are they agitating? There must be reason why people are agitating. That is the thing you should do. People they don't just carry cutlass and go and start shooting. They must have done something. So he should make sure that there is a dialogue. Without that, the country will not see peace in Nigeria. Good morning, Chacha.
Thank you very much, sir. Totally appreciate it. You say it's a matter of interpretation, and you have interpreted it the way to mean inciting people. Okay. Good morning. Hello? Okay. That's not working out. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Chacha. This is it.
Hi, Izzy. It's nice to have you here.
Yeah, for me, just like Mogalo said, it started well. Of course, I'm from the East, and I wouldn't pray for a civil war or destruction of government property. But the president allowed his emotions. He allowed emotions. He allowed emotions to control his statement. He's in an exalted position. And he's a leader. Emotions at times could make you say something wrong. Emotions do not work in case of emergency because you could just make the wrong move. And that was what happened to our president yesterday. He would have added emotion to the statement. He would have just said something, as simple as ABC. Because the people of the South have gone through a lot, enduring times throughout these years. And we cannot just pay this service to that. And so, having such injury is not the best. Because if he goes ahead with this, with his and plan, know that.
Izzy, I'm so sorry. Your line just went bad. All of a sudden, couldn't hear you. But I think you've basically made the point that you're trying to put across. Thank you so much for calling. Hello?
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, good morning. My name is Desmond. I'm calling from Akbata.
Please say your name again.
My name is Desmond.
Okay. All right. Go ahead.
I'm calling from
Akbata. Great to have you. Thanks for calling.
Thank you very much. My take over the presidency tweet is, it is a direct statement that why other tribes are agitating for Yoruba nation, IPOP and others, the presidency and the northerners are agitating for war. What they are telling us is that they are ready to fight war.
The president didn't mention anything about war now.
No, that is the interpretation of the statement.
So that's your interpretation? Is that
Yes, everybody should prepare this time around. Yes, everybody should prepare for that statement to come out of the president. What else are we looking for?
Okay, all right. I wanted to take you up on this, but seeing as I got myself into trouble a little earlier, some people say I'm the spokesperson of the president, so I'm going to rein it in. Good morning.
Hello, Chacha.
Hi, good morning. You're live. Welcome.
All right, this is Dr. Mark.
Hi, Dr. Mark.
Thank you. This is what I want to say. This particular President Muhammadu Buhari was visited by the group of people from Benue, including the governor. They went to him and told him the issue concerning the killing that is specific killing of their people in Benue. What did President Muhammadu Buhari say? He said he should go and sort things out with them. The past Chief of Army Staff visited him concerning the incident attack of this Boko Haram and what they could do. He didn't even utter a statement. There was a visit of governors, South governors to him concerning the way the headers are invading their community and killing people. He didn't utter a statement. But some people now, so you see, succession is some people trying to create identification of their grievances. They don't want you to call them. It happens. What we were expecting a democratically elected governor or president to do was to invite them. They have stakeholders. They have people. They have the governors. They have a senator representing them. They have youth leaders. They will call meetings and have dialogue. Because the president never did any of such. Instead, he made a statement that could incite war. This statement is too heavy for a country that is already going through a kind of local war.
Dr. Mark, the president has not called for dialogue with the herders. He has not called for dialogue with bandits.
He has never
These people are all criminals.
To show that what the herders are doing is not good. He has never even uttered one statement to even call them to order, to call the headers to order.
I don't think that's particularly accurate, considering that it was the same president who ordered that herdsmen who were seen with AK-47s should be shot on sight. So would it be fair on the president to say he has not condemned herders?
Good, but when he makes such statements, there were herders shot with AK-47. Was any of them prosecuted? What we heard from the IG was that no, he was not going to shoot anybody outside. He was going to strike them. That was what they said.
Okay.
Where I'm going is that he shouldn't have made a statement referring to war. Those of us who fought at the war will deal with them in the language you understand. That is not good enough for people that lost millions of their people. Millions died during the war. I lost my grandfather during the war. I do not even know where he was buried. The father that gave back to my father.
All right.
There are a lot of things that you do not bring back some memories that will make people to go gather the more. You don't want these people to now take decision that yes, they are ready for that war. Is that what you want? We don't really want to go to war again. What we want is dialogue. Discuss to these people what their grievances are and listen to them. We are running a country as if it belongs to a particular sector.
All right. Dr. Mark, thank you very much for your very impassioned comments this morning. Totally appreciate you calling in every time. Good morning.
Hello.
Yes.
Morning.
You're welcome.
I'm SB. I'm SB. Hello?
Yes, I can hear you, sir. Go ahead.
I'm SB Abodun from Akwete.
Thanks for calling, sir.
I don't think there's any controversy in this. The president has made it clear that he is for those who voted for him. And he has not been hiding that. You can imagine his statements. He has been acting as an advocate for the herdsmen. No, he has never said anything to defend the farmers. Have you had one? You failed to answer me.
Oh, okay. I thought it was a rhetorical question. I didn't realize I was supposed to provide an answer.
Did you hear something to support the farmers who have been terrorized every day and killed?
What is the point you're making?
The point I'm making is that the stand of the government is understood.
Okay.
So I don't know. I don't want anybody to try to misinform anybody.
All right, Mr. SB Aboduri, thank you very much. You have to keep in mind that the focus here is a tweet. And I've read that tweet to you over and over again. As a matter of fact, I think the audio gives more credence because there's a part of that audio that was cut out in the tweet, even though this tweet was put out by the president's handle. So it's hard to defend because they're the ones that put out that tweet. But, you know, he was referring to people that were destroying government facilities in the Southeast. That's the context of that tweet. And I'm going to again read that tweet for you. Many of those misbehaving today are too young to be aware of the destruction and loss of lives that occurred during the Nigerian Civil War. So he recognized that lives were lost in millions. Something that could have been totally avoidable, yeah? And then he goes ahead to say, those of us in the fields for 30 months who went through the war, we will treat them in a language they understand. That is our focus of this discussion. So I'm asking you, did the president say something? Can we keep it to that and not go too far in dragging the conversation out of context? Thank you very much. So let me take some of the tweets that I had earlier. I couldn't take them because of time constraints. Twitter deleted the tweets made by the president's handle. I think Twitter organization know the right step at the right time, and PMB is not the first person they will delete his tweets. Recall that they banned Donald Trump. Lai Mohammed should park well. That's Raji Afiz Abidemi. Tekuzuki says, he just quoted the tweet. Okay. Chima MD says, is Chacha for real? Is she just being a journalist or playing the devil's advocate? Sometimes I don't understand her. Let her rather be an in-house analyst instead of a presenter. Thank you very much, Chima. You may not understand the scope of our work, but I take this as a compliment. Thank you. Suleiman Babatunde says, I don't know why Chacha chose to become the presidential spokesperson. Somebody was addressing INEC and suddenly he started talking about civil war and what happens then, and that he will treat them in the language they understand, of massacre or genocide or of what, he asks me. Thank you. Shitu Hakim says, Chacha, the bottom line is that Mr. President always comes tough when it comes to incidents around the Southeast and IPOB, but not always the same when it involves the North or the herdsmen. That's why people say he uses deodorant with a group and insecticides with other group. All right, Shitu, thank you. Suleiman Babatunde again says, as a leader, there's a way you talk to the people that will bring sanity into them in a situation like this. You don't just start vituperation unnecessarily. We know the act of destroying government facilities is bad, and must you be threatening everybody indiscriminately? Big question. All right. Amin Ombul says, I know that federal government can be sweeping a baby. Okay. I know that the federal government can be a sweeping baby on issues of PMB's deleted tweets. Alhaji Lai Mohammed should tell Minister Pantami to educate him on how Twitter algorithm works. Millions of Nigerians engaged the tweets and reported it to Twitter. All right, he's trying to give an explanation for why that might have been deleted. Saul Adi Adeleke says the tweets of the president is ambiguous and easy to be interpreted one way or the other. The problem is the president is very easy on people committing crimes, herdsmen, bandits, etc. in the north, but spits fire on those in the south. We don't want another civil war. Going on. Let's see. And that sounds like being the president's spokesperson. I believe, okay, someone is interacting with another message from there. So you can see, the point I was trying to make, which is why a lot of people referenced my name in their tweets, is the president was addressing the INEC chairman and a delegation from INEC. He was particularly referencing the arson in the Southeast, especially as it relates to INEC offices and police stations that were being burnt. He was not talking generally about insecurity. But I get it. A lot of you have said that he had opportunities where he could have condemned the activities of herders, violent herders, but he didn't take it. It seems he's harder on the people of IPOB than he is with the other criminals. I get all of those different sides of the conversation, which is why we're talking about it. So if you have something to say, we still have time, shall we? Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
You're welcome, sir.
Yes, I'm on to the studio of Splash FM.
Yes, you are.
Yes, please. I'm Joseph calling from Bodija.
It's nice to have you join us, Joseph. Please go ahead.
Yes, please. Concerning what the president said, I understand your angle about the whole issue. About the bandits, about the...
So, Joseph, you think the problem is the fact that the president has not condemned herders and bandits in the same
He has not condemned them in these harsh words that he's using. Twitter will not allow that to stand because so many people would have flagged Twitter has seen the reactions to that. The reactions to that.
To the tweets, yes.
So they want to take it down.
All right.
And President Buhari is not the first person.
All right, Joseph, thank you very much. I have to take a break at this point. We'll be back in just a moment. Don't go away. To apologize at this point. I can't go on with this conversation anymore. Apologies to those who are still on the phone lines. We have a special announcement that we're going to be making in just a moment. And this conversation continues. I'm sure there are other programs on this radio station that will deal with this. So if you have Rendezvous this evening is going to focus on this. So if you still have comments that you want to make, 5 p.m. later this evening is a good time to, just look forward to, so you can have all your say. But at this point, we're shifting gears and bringing you something else.
Splash FM 105.5.
This tailor is frustrating me. How does a round neck become a V-neck, for God's sake?
About Angela?
With a new normal and everything, I've been more stressed. And my workload at my job has increased rapidly. My bills have also gone up. And I'm thinking of how I can meet up. And I don't even have enough to fund my fashion designing hustle.
Wow, that's quite something. Why don't you sign up on Alert and get a salary-based loan? You don't have to step in a bank and zero documentation.
Really?
Download the app and have access to the salary-based loan to help you manage things better. That's what I've been doing, and they've been giving me the financial support I need.
You're not a good friend, and you're just telling me now.
Get your salary-based loan on Alert with zero documentation, all in the palm of your hand. Note, this is only available for salary earners. Terms and conditions apply.
Alert, powered by Wema Bank.
Do you know that you have the right to quality broadcasting? The National Broadcasting Commission says any person, group of persons, or organization aggrieved by the content of a broadcast